The midsize segment is the most crowded corner of the truck market. More options than ever, more trims, more powertrains, more tech, and of course, more chances to pick the wrong one. 2027 is going to be one of the biggest model years this realm has seen. Tons of changes. The cards are on the table now, and I've gone through all of it. The specs, the pricing, the real-world trade-offs. So here's where we landed. 5 midsize trucks we'd steer clear of in 2027. 4 that are absolutely worth your money. We're starting with the trucks you should skip. Join us as we explore the world of wheels. Subscribe now and buckle up for the adventure. Number 5. 2027 Kia Tasman. This is a brand new truck from a brand new truck maker, and that could be a problem in a world where reputation matters more than almost anywhere else in the automotive market. Buyers are loyal and sometimes too skeptical. To be fair, the Tasman hasn't been a disaster where it does sell. It's been pulling decent numbers in Australia and a few other markets, and the underlying hardware isn't embarrassing. But the US midsize segment is a completely different stage. Higher expectations, tougher competition. How well Kia can position the Tasman for American buyers is still an open question, and in 2027, you'd essentially be betting your money on the answer. Number 4. 2027 Ford Ranger. It's not a bad truck. Let's get that out of the way. It's competent, well-built, and carries the Ford badge, which still means something. But Ranger needs more than that to become a solid choice. Ford clearly puts its best engineering into F-150, Super Duty, and Maverick. The Ranger kind of sits there in the middle, doing its job without anyone getting too excited about it. But there is something that could make us revise this list. The Super Duty variant has been turning heads with a 10,000-pound towing capacity. However, getting that figure certified and delivered to American buyers involves a whole different set of regulations and real-world conditions. If Ford actually pulls it off stateside, this truck moves up the list, no question. Until that's confirmed though, there are much better choices. Number 3. 2027 Honda Ridgeline. A full redesign for 2027, a hybrid powertrain. On the surface, that sounds like progress, but in reality, not enough. The Ridgeline is still a unibody pickup, which means it shares its architecture with a crossover rather than a traditional body-on-frame truck. That's a fundamental limitation that no refresh can really fix. Towing capacity stays modest, and if you're planning to haul anything serious, you're going to hit that ceiling fast. The hybrid angle is interesting, but doesn't quite land the way you'd hope either. It won't touch the Ford Maverick's 40 miles per gallon, so efficiency-focused buyers have a stronger option waiting right there. What the Ridgeline does give you is a unique car-like ride and a few other cool features. To put it simple, if your day involves mostly commuting with occasional light hauling, it can be a choice. If you need a truck that actually works like a truck, this is not a rig for you. Number 2. 2027 Jeep Gladiator. The look is bold, the color palette is the best in the segment, and the towing numbers are right up there with the class leaders. It's the kind of truck that turns heads and looks great in a spec sheet comparison. But take it out of that context and put it on an actual road, and the picture changes. The death wobble issue hasn't gone away, and highway driving remains a white-knuckle experience for most owners. The ride is stiff, the handling is clumsy, and the overall driving impression just doesn't match what the price tag suggests. Where the Gladiator absolutely earns its reputation is off the pavement. It's a legitimate trail machine, and one of the best in the business at it. The problem is, most midsize truck buyers need something that splits the difference between weekend adventure and everyday usability. Being elite at one thing and mediocre at everything else used to be enough. In 2027, it really isn't. Number 1. 2027 GMC Canyon. The reason I put it here is simple. You're paying a premium for a truck that is underneath it all. A Chevy Colorado. Same platform, same engines, same off-road hardware, same towing capacity. GMC and Chevy share the same bones, and there's no polite way to dress that up. The Canyon does go places the Colorado doesn't with its top-tier Denali trim. But luxury trucks, they sound great until you actually put them to work. One rock chip, one scratch from a job site, one scrape from a tight loading dock, and you're cringing at repair costs that a Colorado owner wouldn't even think twice about. Paying Denali money for a work machine that will inevitably collect scars is a decision that tends to sting fast. Save that cash and get the Colorado. Those were the bad choices for buying in 2027. Now let's check what's actually worth your money. Number 4. 2027 Chevy Colorado. I already touched on this one, but it deserves its full moment. Colorado is simply one of the strongest value propositions in the midsize segment right now, and 2027 makes it even more of a no-brainer. That 7,700-pound tow rating is the ceiling for this class. Engineers are pushing the Turbo Max engine to 350 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque for the next season. That kind of output in a mid-size package changes the daily driving experience. Add in the trim variety Chevy offers across the lineup, from the base working truck to the ZR2 off-road beast, and you have a rig that covers a lot of ground. A great way to open the better half of this list. Number 3. 2027 Ram Dakota. The comeback is official under the Ram brand this time around, and it might become the most exciting truck story of 2027. This isn't a startup figuring out what a pickup should be, like Kia we mentioned before. You might wonder, we ding the Gladiator for being too one-dimensional, so why does the Dakota get a pass? They're coming from the same manufacturer. Well, the Dakota isn't trying to be an off-road hero with a truck bed bolted on. It's coming in as a versatile midsize pickup built on Ram's proven platform, with all the towing, hauling, and daily usability that segment demands. The Gladiator chased one customer. The Dakota is going after everyone. And with Ram's track record in the full-size world, there's every reason to believe they can pull it off. Worth the wait? Without a doubt. Number 2. 2027 Toyota Tacoma. This pickup doesn't need a long introduction. Taco has been the best-selling midsize truck in America for a long time, and 2027 isn't changing that status. Toyota has built this thing into something beyond just a pickup. Reliable, capable, holds its value. Has an army of fans that other manufacturers spend millions trying to replicate. Finding a real argument against the Tacoma is difficult. The powertrain options are solid. The off-road trims are class competitive, and the long-term ownership experience is about as stress-free as truck ownership gets. Resale values stay strong for years. Dealer support is everywhere. The only reason the Tacoma isn't at the top of this list is because there's one truck I like just a little bit more. Number 1. 2027 Nissan Frontier. This midsize pickup doesn't try to be everything. No turbocharged, 4-cylinder chasing efficiency numbers. No over-engineered multi-link suspension setup. No 15 different drive modes to scroll through. There's a naturally aspirated V6 under the hood. It makes 310 horsepower, and it just works. That kind of mechanical simplicity is rare in 2027, and it's exactly what puts this rig at the top of the list. The Frontier is the closest thing this segment has to the old-school work mule. The kind of pickup your grandfather would have bought, drove for 300,000 miles, and sold for half what he paid. Simple, tough, built around the actual job. It's far away from the flashiest option here. Interior will hardly get design awards, but it will start every morning. Tow what you need towed, haul what you need hauled, and ask for very little in return. That simplicity is what made me fall hard for this one. You can agree or not, but the Frontier earns the number 1 spot on this list without any argument. Thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you next time.